welcome back to The Letter with me, Stormy. We're playing as Ash. We gotta talk to Rebecca, and then, go look for Zach's body. I'm assuming, because, he's not alive. I'm so sorry, hon. Anyway, Z-Man has mentioned trimming about a woman. Whether it's the same one we've been seeing, I've yet to ask. Bottom line, he likely knows as much about this as I do. Isabel's accident might as well have been up to the ghost's doing. Both Rebecca and Zach have seen it, too. She will go after them as well. Yet, here I am, walking up to Becca's door, one slow step at a time. A stalling tactic to allow myself some time to put the mess in my head into better order. How to phrase this? When there's a 90% chance she's still pissed about a whole different manner. It's the only reason I didn't check on her last night. I'll only alarm her by showing up at her home in the middle of the night, acting like a babbling lunatic. And her anger can last quite a while. These past years, it seems the only one she has been able to easily forgive is Isabella. I kind of wish she was here to help me talk to her. I run my hand through my hair and straighten out my jacket before knocking. Once, twice, and 3 times, just to be sure. Becca has heard me, even if she's asleep. Sorry. She's usually awake by now, though.
Hey, Becca, it's Ash. Open up. Don't tell me you're still in bed.
Seconds tick by. No answers from her, and the dread started to creep up. I've been trained to handle dire situations, but the feeling has been doing that quite frequently since last night. My mind begins to anticipate the worst, and in the next minute, concern has mixed with my thoughts, as I bang my fist on the door louder this time. She'll definitely be livid, but I'd rather face her wrath than a dead body.
Becca, it's Ash. There's something we need to talk about right away. Open up, I know you're...
Your girlfriend left early this morning, pretty boy. So if you could do us a bloody favor and shut up, that'd be real fucking polite.
Oh my god. My hand pauses short of landing another heavy knock. From the other unit, Rebecca's other neighbor peeks in through his door, though I see nothing but a bundle of blankets. I'll say they need help from being devoured by their sheets, but it sounds like he's just fine. He's a huge asshole, too. Course of action, so people like him won't ruin your day. Act like the nicest person on the planet. Has done me wonders when I was a rookie patrolling the streets. No need to match his temper.
Oh, did she say where she was going?
I don't know. She said something about meeting someone or something. Well, what am I, her keeper? You know some people want to sleep in on a bloody Sunday, so keep it down. Just looking forward to this weekend. Thanks, you damn git.
Well, there's no need to be an ass about it. I'll get out of your...
He slams the door shut without warning, but not before muttering a string of very colorful words about me. That man was actually just me. It was just me telling Ash to shut the fuck up. Probably thinks I won't hear him inside the 4 walls of his apartment.
Jerk.
At the end of that, I sigh. So Rebecca's not here. I must have missed her by an hour or so, but at least she's not alone. She should be safe, in theory. More so if the person she's meeting with is who I am thinking. Nevertheless, I still can't help but worry. It's an easy thing continuing down the increasingly darker lines of thought. To act brashly, to find out where she is and go straight there, without deliberating on my actions first. There's Zach to boot. Rebecca's not alone, but I can't say the same for the big guy. A simple phone call to the both of them should do the trick. It relieves my nerves at any rate. It's better than just rushing over to Zach's place or assuming Rebecca's whereabouts and finding out they're not where I've guessed they should be. Assuming the worst will come next, which I'd rather avoid this early. Any other reason I won't bother them, but an emergency begs for urgency. This is one, right? Even if it isn't, anxiety from concern dulls judgment. Something I most certainly can't afford to lose at any given time, especially right now. Any means to calm it will do wonders for the muddled mess my mind is already in. Oh, Zach. Ooh, this is gonna be good. Okay. Pulling up my phone, I thumb through the screen until it ends up on the group with only Zach, Rebecca, and Isabella's numbers listed. Other people would probably say I keep too few friends when they chance on this. To some extent, it's true. I can easily name 100 people I've been acquainted with through the years. Colleagues, blockmates from uni, neighbors, those sort of people. They all come and go. But these three have chosen to stay for some reason without wanting or asking for anything. Unlike the others, none has Zach's kindness, Rebecca's patience, nor the sincerity in Isabella's eyes. One day these guys are just there, and the next I know, being with them eases it. That heavy, somber feeling lingering in the air when you stand alone in your apartment, or something as simple as spending your day off with anyone. I'll say it's loneliness, but this carries much more depth than that. If I can help it, I don't want to lose the rest of them to some stupid curse. Oh no, oh no. I've already come close to losing one. A phone call may be the last comforting thing at the moment. Honestly, I prefer being in the same room with them right now, but I'll take what I can get. Becca's first. She'll get angry at me for worrying about her, but she isn't some helpless damsel in distress after all. She isn't the shy little girl I knew when we were children. We were already far from the people we were back then, but that's more than enough reason to check in on her. I don't have to imagine her taking anything head on. She'll do it, instead of asking for help when she needs it. I don't care if she gets mad at me, if only she knows she's fine. A ring. In the silence of the hallway, its sound alone might as well be sharp enough to pierce through my ears. Another second passes. 2. 3. But when on the 9th ring, it goes straight to her voicemail. A cold feeling instantly lodges in my stomach.
Rebecca Gales here. You've reached my voicemail. Sorry if I can't get to you right now. Oh, and if this is Isabella, yes, you're free to reheat the food in my fridge. Otherwise, leave a message.
Probably just busy, that's all. Though I still barely manage to keep my voice even when I speak.
Hey, Becca, call me back when you're free. We need to talk. ASAP.
Is she good? I don't remember anything happening to her. Becca will be alright. Is alright. She's safe. She's with someone else. In the event that woman shows up, she'll have someone with her. Someone she'll be able to ask for help. She's safe. She can handle herself. Becca might have a fiery temper, but she knows when she's faced with something she can't handle herself. Rebecca will see my missed call and she'll call me back. Though I don't express it enough, Rebecca is someone I consider important to me. Aww! Oh, they're so cute! Oh man. Becca looks so cute. I love her. Ash is still an idiot. She's been my friend for the longest. Anybody else would have been fed up with me and left. The girl stuck by me no matter how big of a jerk I've been. There's Zach and Isabella now too, of course. I'll always be thankful for having them around. The worst times before, however, Becca was there. No one believes it when I say it, but I've surely had my awful moments as a bratty kid, and as a horrible teen. Issues, I've too many of them to count and refuse to deal with them for a time. At least, that's what Andrew likes to tell me. I tend to think of it. Who? It has mellowed me down over the years thanks to the professor, mostly. But at times, I do wonder if it still burdens me the way it did all those years ago. After all, I was terrible, especially around the time of my parents' separation. Looking back at it now, I had no reason to direct all my frustration towards everyone else. While I wasn't a kid who lashed out at anyone, preferring to keep to myself and turning those negative feelings into more productive things, I've grown distant from a lot of people because of it. From my old friends back in my old school and the neighbors I've hung out with before moving. A habit I've likely brought with me into adulthood. Sorry about that, had to take a sudden break. We're back. I was just so angry with everyone and everything. All I kept thinking was about myself, wondering why me. In retrospect, I was selfish, a little bastard who thought the world revolved around me. That I shouldn't be going through it. I believe my behavior was entitled, that I had the right. Though, tough times, but she stuck with me, snapped me out of my little sulk, as she often phrases it, whenever she sees the chance to bring it up. She didn't tolerate my bullshit, but she didn't leave me alone either. If anything, the whole thing made her stick around. Her concern may have grown a bit too overbearing as the years went by, but she's still an old friend nevertheless. I owe her a lot. That won't change.
Damn it. Where are you, Becca?
Another message left on her voicemail, then on my third call, I hang up. For the time being, I can't do anything more than wait for her to return my calls. Worrying aimlessly won't get me anywhere. Oh no, I miss you so much, Zach. Oh my god. Zach, on the other hand, that guy attracts trouble no matter how much he tries to avoid it. Doesn't help how he's been too hot lately with a lot of people. He hasn't been too hot lately with a lot of people. His mention of plans yesterday doesn't sit too well with me either. He might be the next responsible adult after Rebecca out of the four of us, but I still gotta check on the big guy. Make sure he's doing okay at the very least, whatever he has planned on doing. All I'm asking for is it not to be too idiotic. He's a sensible guy, I'm sure. However, desperation clings and pushes people to do things rational or irrational. It doesn't matter. Clear thinking flies out the window the moment you're in danger, and I sincerely hope he has not found himself in a tricky situation. I ran out of breath at that sentence. His phone doesn't even ring before he answers, or his voicemail, at least.
Hey, it's Zach. Well, a voicemail anyway. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So, just leave a message, yeah?
It's so nice to hear your voice again, Zach. I'm so sorry.
And no, Ash, you're not allowed to lockpick your way into my apartment again. Just do what any other decent human being does and call if I'm not around. Thanks.
Did he turn it off? Why? I don't want to assume the worst yet. Maybe he's forgotten to charge it? Can't be. The guy can be a bit of a Boy Scout, even more than I am as a cop. Blech! Just don't bring it up, Ash. Just don't bring it up. I can deal with you if you don't talk about it. He's the type who has an extra battery or power bank in his bag if he ever needs it, and he always does. He won't say anything or brag about it, but he's got quite a roster of VIP freelance clients. He won't just leave his phone dead in case he's on the field, particularly when people will likely be looking for him. He always leaves his connection open whenever clients or his friends need him. Zach is reliable like that.
Why isn't anyone answering?
It's 'cause he's fucking dead. His mobile in an out-of-range area sounds more plausible, although the thought of it doesn't completely shake off the unease. Unlike Rebecca and I, he took the time to listen to what Isabella had been saying. And even if he didn't believe it, he was definitely the first one to offer help or try to do something. If he ends up trouble doing whatever it is. Am I having a stroke? Am I reading that right? Whatever. So help me, I'm going to. Well, I can't be rash. I'm aware of that. I've been running the same reminder in my head since last night. But if something happens, I'm certain my reaction won't be pretty.
Yo, Zach, call me back, alright? I wanted to check in and, yeah, just please call me back.
Ash is gonna be so destroyed. He's gonna turn into the Hulk. He's just gonna rage, and then he's gonna punch the ghost until it fucking dies. Until it bleeds to death, if ghosts can even bleed. It's usually a joke between us when I say he's the Watson to my Sherlock. I don't see him as some assistant to put aside until he's needed, like some people like to believe, though. He's not some pity friend I keep around to make myself look good.
If anything, he's the one who stayed by me out of pity.
Zach's the only one who puts up with me most of the time. Even when he doesn't need to. It's not the case of cool who helped out him. Why? Why did we need to bring this up? Also, you're also a minority, Ash. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, hello? What? I'm gonna skip it. In truth, can we, like, he's Asian. Like, they're both minorities. What is he talking about? In truth, I was hard-headed, hot-tempered, and a reckless rookie up until I met him. It wasn't anything sudden, and some part of me that is still that rookie. I'm not reading this correctly, but I kind of don't care. I will be real. I just want to get to the scary bits. But I've grown thanks to him. He tempers that part of me. Considering how our first impressions went, I'm lucky he stuck around. Becca and I might have spent years together as children, but Zach, he's probably the closest thing I call to a best friend, though it's more than that. Camaraderie no words can express. They fuck sometimes. He has my back, and I'll always have his. He's a brother I've never had the luck of ever having. Only child and all.
And I have every reason to worry about my brother.
Okay, never mind. They're not fucking. I'm sorry. Ugh. I feel kind of bad. Like, I don't know. There's always something kind of... I don't want to say cringy, because, like, cringe culture's dead. But, yeah, this is my brother. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't judge that too harshly. It's just... I don't know. I'm into found family tropes and stuff within media and content I absorb, but I don't know. And like this is my brother. This is my bro. Becca's neighbor did say she went out to meet with someone, no specific names. If I'm wrong, she's not with Professor Clark, then maybe she's with Zach. They've never been close, but it's not the kind of awkward friendship where meeting together remains out of the question. Regardless, I continue dialing for his phone number 3 times, like I've done with Becca's. Shit. In the end, after the 3rd attempt with no one answering, I stop and cut the call with a ragged
Waiting game
exhale.
it is, then.
He's fucking dead. I'm so sorry. I'm genuinely hoping he's just blind. I know that sounds bad. I really just hope that the ghost scooped his eyes out and, like, let him go. I know that's not true, but I want it to be true. I've been trained for those. Hell, I'm used to them. Just know when it comes to people I'm close to. Much as I keep reminding myself to maintain a level head, it's a whole different matter when it's someone you know. It's only an accident, but what happened to Isabella has proven that. Personal feelings will likely get involved at some point. It's starting now, actually, with the anxious string of coiling and uncoiling, causing a racket inside my stomach. Okay, I kind of like that line. Like, okay, cool beans. It still annoys me that all I can do right now is grit my teeth and trudge back to Isabella's apartment. Useless. That's what I am in the face of this. A mad dash around Luxborn and Anslem isn't going to help things. It's not like I'll simply stumble across them on the side of the road during a drive. The city's too big of a place for one person to go searching for only 2 people.
That'd be like finding a needle in a haystack.
Is this foreshadowing? With one last frustrated glance around the open skies, I prepare myself for the long wait. I might have already grown used to this, but the waiting will always be the hardest part. More so when it's the people you care about, and sure enough, boredom strikes minutes later, focused closely by anxiety. I need to be doing something, but what? Go visit Isabella. I've already gone through those papers from the BRC last night, twice in fact, and I'm still at a dead end if Rebecca were here. Hell, if only Isabella were here. Unconsciously, my attention drifts towards the closed door of her apartment, and it hits me the second my eyes laid on it. A split second of an idea. I didn't bother looking into this because of all the time I've assumed in an accident. But Cooper died. Isabella would have most likely received all the files for the Ermengarde mansion. In fact, she might not need to. They were partners, right? It's no longer a trainee mentor thing. They both likely have the same copies of the documents. She might still be keeping some in her room. Something she hasn't been able to give us because of the accident. However, immediately after the thought forms, guilt also rears its head. The fact that I'm thinking about breaking into her apartment leaves an uneasy twinge in my stomach. It's wrong. All of it is wrong, inappropriate on so many levels of property I adhere to. If she's... yeah. Propriety? Whatever. If she's here, I won't even consider this. Really, now. But if she's here, will she allow it? My gaze swivels back to the door. It's as if the thing is inviting me. One thing is for sure, however. Knowing her, she'll do anything possible. Do any possible means if it'll save her friends from such a curse. She can be stubborn like that sometimes, and it's enough to harden my resolve. So, muttering a silent apology to her, and swallowing my guilt, I reach up for the bobby pins and I begin to work on the lock. Under a minute, the knob clicks, and I quietly slip into her apartment. Whatever Whatever I am to find at the end of this, I hope it'll point me in the right direction. Yay! Despite her aunt having brought most of her personal stuff to the hospital, her room's still a mess of things that she has accumulated over the years. Papers, instant noodle cups, photographs, and posters all over the room. No matter where you look at this, the place simply has Isabella written in it. Just 5 years and she's left this big of a mark in our lives. I'd be lying if I say her presence didn't change a lot of things. In Zach, in Rebecca, in me. However, there's no time to reminisce about all of this. As nice and nostalgic as those memories are, there's work to do. Things to find, if there even is any in here. I won't know that by simply standing here, acting nostalgic. Wasting no time, I head straight for her study table, where a chaos of papers and folders clutter the top. There are instant noodle cups still, plus a few empty pens and crumpled paper littering the table. All points of interest in the room, but my focus veers on the laptop first. No malice intended, I'm simply looking for work files. Besides, I doubt she has anything to hide, and if it still means anything, that's exactly why Isabella has always worn her heart on her sleeve. Genuine, uninhibited, open, free. While it has often gotten to her in all sorts of trouble, her candidness, that wholehearted look she always has, that she always displayed and carried with her, are things I've never had a reason to doubt. Others will say it's her warmth that draws people to her, or her cheer. Neither are wrong, but neither is the whole truth of her either. Because those who have never bothered to look beyond the surface will never see her. She's someone earnest. Someone who always meant well, albeit her underlying stubbornness. Sees how she loves. An affection that is altogether both warm, steadfast, and unflinching. In many ways. For a lot of reasons. She's the kind of person I want to be around with. Who made me feel I am worth something. You never meet many people like that. And not in my line of work. Always with something to hide, always with something to lie about. Eventually, when you meet too many of them, you change too. You become like them. Perhaps the biggest thing I regret about this, I never had the chance to change that before she... The laptop finally boots up and loads the operating system, although as soon as it does, I am greeted by her password screen. For a few minutes, I try my hand at a couple of obvious ones she might use. 123456 00000. Password 1. QWERTY. Admin. Cinnamon rolls. None of it works.
At least she knows how to use the most common ones.
This adds a new layer of problems, though. Knowing her, she must have written it somewhere. Not in the mess of papers here, but somewhere she can quickly check. It's possibly something she'll bring with her, not necessarily a diary, but close to one. I've noticed one on her person several times before. Never saw its contents, but I've seen her write I can never pronounce this word. Regularly on them while waiting for a meal in a restaurant or during lulls in a conversation. I just hope she's left where she's written her password somewhere here. It's the drawers to start with from the bottom one. It takes a while going through the pile in each of the 3 layers, the bottom 2 yielding nothing but old records she's been keeping. The 3rd one, though, yields one closer to what I'm looking for. All the pages have already been filled.
Probably why she dumped it here.
Carefully flipping through each reveals notes from a meeting with a client. Sometimes there are doodles at the edge of the pages, others taking up an entire spread. All old ones and nothing of use to me right now, but on the last page, on a sheet folded in half. We'll see what's on that sheet next time! It's kind of an awkward place to cut the episode, but also it's like 25 minutes in, so woo! Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me on this episode of The Later, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Good.